I'm Rahim Sewani. I'm 36 years old. I was born in Pakistan and I was born hard of hearing. And for 3.5 years, my parents have no clue what was wrong with me.
We started noticing at the age of 2 when most of the kids start talking, but he was saying about 100 words, but he would not respond to anybody calling him from the back. Or anytime we would tell him to stop when he was trying to do something that would hurt him or something, but he would just continue doing it. So that made us feel that there is something not right.
They went to all the doctors in Karachi, and they didn't know why I was not talking, why I was not picking up speech.
He was called as a retarded child, which we did not agree to, because he would do everything else normally except for talking.
And then they flew to Boston, and in Boston, they made an appointment with a neurologist because the doctors in Pakistan said that I might have Down syndrome.
My name is Ronen Osborne. I trained as a head and neck surgeon in South Central Los Angeles, managing the most complex cancer and trauma patients in the country. I've operated across the globe in first and third world countries. My experiences have taught me the value of flexible and innovative thinking, but I realized that our healthcare system doesn't always allow for that. So I started Osborne Head and Neck Institute. I made it my mission to find the best, most creative surgeons around, and I gave them the space to excel. Together, we create a new standard in medicine. These are our stories. The mere use of the word immigrant brings up different feelings and points of views depending upon your political position and your ancestral history. However, I think regardless of where on the spectrum you live, I think we can all agree that throughout history, immigrants have proven to be a group of people who work hard to overcome monumental obstacles in order to achieve a better quality of life for themselves and for their children. Meet Rahim, a 36-year-old immigrant from Pakistan. When Rahim was about 2 years old, his parents noticed that he did not seem to be responding to the world around him normally. His parents took him to see doctors in Karachi. Karachi is the largest city in Pakistan. After an evaluation, Rahim was diagnosed as having severe cognitive disabilities. Not believing her son had a learning disability, Rahim's mom took him to Boston around 3.5 years of age, where he was ultimately diagnosed with profound sensory neural hearing loss and was fitted with his first pair of hearing aids.
I was initially diagnosed with severe hearing loss. Then it became severe to profound hearing loss.
A short while later, Rahim's family immigrated to the United States looking for a better life for their son. Unfortunately, over the years, Rahim's hearing continued to worsen to the point that the most powerful hearing aids no longer worked.
I started losing more hearing, and hearing aids just couldn't do the job anymore. It became difficult for me to have basic conversations with people without reading the lips. I started noticing that my quality of life was degrading. I was avoiding social events. I was avoiding going out with my friends because I was not able to follow conversation about what was going on.
He adapted by learning to read lips to compensate. Now here's where the grit comes in. Rahim did not allow himself to be marginalized or pushed out of mainstream society. Despite his hearing disability, he did excellent academically. He graduated from high school and went on to obtain a degree in computer science and mathematics from Purdue University, then went on to get an MBA from UCLA. Along the way, he managed to teach himself how to play the guitar while becoming proficient in 4 different languages. Rahim currently works as a senior financial analyst for a global medical device company. By all measurements, Rahim's deafness has not kept him from enjoying a full and rich life. It wasn't until he became a father to a beautiful little girl that Rahim began to feel as though his inability to hear was depriving him of something he truly wanted. He wanted to hear his daughter's voice. He wanted to hear her say, "Daddy," and to listen to her laugh. This led Rahim to start looking for a solution. He hopes to find that solution in the technological advances of cochlear implant surgery. He hopes Dr. Nazarian will be able to successfully perform a cochlear implant and allow Rahim to do what most of us parents, well, we just take it for granted.
His story has a few parallels to my story. You know, he's an immigrant, I'm an immigrant. He has a daughter, and I'm also a new father. One thing that I see with my daughter is how important it is to have hearing and have communication in the early stages of life. And Rahim also noticed that. He feels like that part is lacking in his relationship with his daughter.
Oh, mac and cheese? Hey, Papa, you wanna go get my fish pop?
It breaks my heart because Skylar is the most precious thing in his life right now. And when he looks at me and says, "Mom, what did she say?" I feel very, very sad because I'm not here all the time. I don't live here. I live in Houston. But Skylar has just talking, and she started talking just now. So it really is breaking my heart. Did you listen to what she said?
No, sister.
She said, "I love you."
Who's that? Who?
She's telling you?
No.
The reason I waited for so long to do cochlear implant is because 20 years ago I met some doctors and they gave me a hopeful sign that we're gonna have ear transplant in 10 years. Well, okay, I went back in 10 years and they said, "Oh, no, wait for 5 more years, we're gonna have ear transplant." So 20 years flew by, there is no solution out there other than cochlear implant.
A cochlear implant is very different from a hearing aid. What a hearing aid does is it amplifies sound and sends that to the eardrum and into the inner ear. A cochlear implant kind of bypasses the ear canal and the eardrum. It's an implant that goes behind the ear, underneath the scalp, and there's an electrode that goes all the way into the inner ear and stimulates the inner ear with electrical energy. The patient still has to wear an extra component on the outside of their head, and that acts like a microphone. And what that microphone does is it takes all the sound information from the outside world and sends it to the internal implant through the electrode and activates the inner ear to hear sound.
I'll be the most happy mom if he can interact with his child and lead a normal life. Though he's leading one too, but I definitely will be the most happiest mom because I have really worked very hard with Rahim to bring him where he is. Because when I had taken him to Boston, he was saying about 100 words, which the speech pathologist over there was surprised to hear. That how is he talking so much with that kind of a loss?
The reason I'm looking forward to my surgery tomorrow is because, one, I really wanted to improve my quality of life, improve my career, and being able to listen to my daughter. So I know this surgery is life-changing, and I'm just hoping that once the cochlea is activated, I'm able to hear sound.
His surgery was a success. Everything went great. His anatomy was amazing. The implant is working fantastic. He woke up with no issues. He recovered really quickly. And I just can't wait for his activation day. He's gonna be a superstar. Star today.
I guess I could say I'm excited and nervous. I'm probably more nervous today than I was on the surgery day, because I know that today is when I find out if the implant gonna work or not. I'm trying to keep low expectations, not try to expect too much today.
So right now, we're just kind of IDing you to this processor. That's what it's doing. He's hearing beeps.
Are you hearing beeps? Beeps?
No.
Where are you?
I mean, nothing
We're
now.
gonna turn you on now with all of them. Okay?
All together.
All of them.
Okay.
If it's uncomfortable, take it off,
Okay.
okay?
Okay, so it's on.
Yeah.
How would you describe the sound?
It's very tough, but I can understand the speech.
Can you hear me?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
I mean, it's tough.
I'm
There's
soft.
a lag.
Oh, okay.
This is all normal. It's your brain's getting used to everything. The fact that you're hearing any speech is amazing. It's good.
So it has been 13 months since surgery and 12 months since activation. It's been a pretty interesting journey for past year. Initially, when I started, it sounded really different, and it was like, man, I didn't sign up for this. It took about a couple of months before I was able to get used to the sound, understand the sound, understand the human speaking. And now I don't even hearing it in the right ear, because I'm just counting in my left ear to have the conversation. Now I can hear like the toilet water running, or the toaster making a sound, tick, 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 tick. And I tell people that there's so much sound everywhere. How do you guys tolerate all of this sound? It's been amazing. I can hear my daughter talk. If my daughter called me from another room, I can hear her. And before it was like, hey, Skylar, look at me. When she was talking to me. Now, I don't need to do that.
So even from a young age, Rahim was always an overachiever. That's because he was always told no. He was always told that he can't. And he always wanted to prove everyone wrong. because in a way he was misdiagnosed when he was a kid. Hearing loss for him was a challenge to prove everyone wrong. And he did that. He lived most of his life proving everyone wrong and proving that hearing loss is not a disability and that he can still live a full and fruitful life even with hearing loss. So when Rahim got a cochlear implant, the overachiever in him took control again. He wanted to go to chapter 20 before starting in chapter 1. And because of the fact that he's an overachiever, he ended up going above and beyond everyone's expectations.
You just have to be patient after activation and practice. I mean, for me, it took a couple of months, but some people it might take a year. And that's okay, because in the long run, you'll be able to understand people better. You'll be able to speak better. And the life quality improves a lot. Because now I can understand my daughter. I can understand my girlfriend who I'm going to propose pretty soon. I don't regret it at all. I definitely recommend people, if you can't hear, get Cochlear Implant. You will love it. I would say that he's an amazing doctor, and like I was very tentative about getting the implant. He played a big role in like helping me, like believing that the implant will be good for me. So I'm very grateful for him, and of course he's an amazing surgeon, and I love him.
The cochlear implant technology is doing wonders for many patients with severe hearing loss. And I'm just lucky to be living in a time like this where someone with hearing loss so severe can be treated. And we're living at a time where the possibilities for someone who's hearing impaired are endless.
As I look at Rahim post-surgery, it's amazing. When I think about when I first met him, we were walking and talking in his neighborhood, and essentially, I mean, I could tell he was like reading my lips through the whole conversation. So it was a little bit awkward because I would sometimes want to look away and say something, but I knew he would miss it. And now, I mean, it's night and day. You can talk to him from behind his back and he can almost hear everything you're saying perfectly. So he's going to continue to improve as he gets more and more comfortable with the technology and it becomes more ingrained in him as an individual. And he's going to be a superstar with this technology. The collision, if you will, or the intersection between Dr. Nazarian and Rahim is nothing short of a miracle. And I'm super proud that we're offering this type of service here at the Institute.
From our first day till today, you have been my biggest cheerleader. And I've been dreaming since that day to be with you. Will you marry me?
Yes.